Today is Tuesday. It's a nice, beautiful, warm day out there with another snowstorm, or I shouldn't say snowstorm, but more snow predicted on Thursday. And I was just thinking when I heard that yesterday, how, this winter already has set us up for, it's like, okay, get up, you shovel the snow, you drink your coffee, you go to a Zoom meeting, a Zoom meeting, a Zoom meeting, you make dinner, you watch TV, you go to sleep, you get up, you do it all over again. So it's kind of challenging especially during COVID, but also in the winter, it's kind of challenging sometimes to find a sense of newness, to find a sense of excitement, to find a sense of, what's special about today. And we can often get caught in this complacency of like, let's just go through the motions day after day after day. Oh, look, it's 1 o'clock on Tuesday again. Let's do yoga. And then you turn around. It's like, oh my God, it's 1 o'clock on Tuesday again. That week just flew by. Why did that week just fly by? Because you're doing the same thing over and over and over again without really noticing. Right. So if you're on vacation, not that we go on vacation anymore, but when you do something different, your days are interesting. But you don't have to go on a vacation to be aware of what's happening in your life. What we're trying to do on our mat is to always build a sense of awareness so that we're actually living every moment of our life. And we're not on autopilot. Here we go again. Oh, it's Tuesday again. Here it's Tuesday again. Here it's Tuesday. No, it's like, oh my gosh, it feels like an eternity since I last got together with this Adelphi group, because I have been so involved in every aspect of my life, whether it was cooking a new recipe, whether it was just being completely aware of what a snowflake looks like as I'm shoveling. All of those things help us to stay present, help us to stay in our lives, help us to really feel like we're not just going through the motions. So we're going to spend some time today doing some left brain, right brain work. And that really helps our brains to fire up those synapses, and it helps us, or it forces us to pay attention as well. So before we begin, I'll ask you to just sit in a comfortable seated position, close your eyes for a moment or two, and start to drop into your physical body. Start to notice something. I don't care what it is. Maybe you notice a little pain in your lower back. Maybe you could guess the temperature within a degree or two of the air that you're breathing in because you're so conscious of taking that breath in. Perhaps you notice a part of your body that's moving as you breathe that you never noticed before. Like, holy cow, I never knew that my breath was moving my lower back by my kidneys. So we're training ourselves to pay attention to what's happening right now. Bring your hands together at your heart center and take a moment to make a commitment to yourself that for at least this short time that we're together on our mats, that you'll try to pay attention to the present moment as much as you possibly can. And inhale that intention deep into your heart center. And then exhale it out into the world. Allow your chin to start to drop down toward your chest. Right away, you're going to notice something. What do you notice? I don't know. Maybe it feels really good to stretch the back of your neck. Maybe as you tuck your chin a little closer to that notch at the base of your throat, you notice that it feels like you're cutting off your air. Whatever you notice, just notice something. And then tilt your left ear down toward your left shoulder. How does that change things? Where do you feel a stretch now? And then chin to your chest. And then right ear, right shoulder. How does that feel different than the left? Chin back to your chest. Take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, open your eyes, follow your hands with your gaze. Raise your arms up over your head as far as you can. You're going to interlace your fingers, turn your palms upward, stretch your arms up as high as you can. Take a nice big sip of air, and as you exhale, come down to the right. Inhale, lift up. As you exhale, tuck your chin again, pull your belly button in, press your hands away from you. Feel the stretch in your upper back. And then inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, come down to the left. We'll go through that whole thing again a little bit faster. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, press your hands away as you round your spine. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press away. You're stretching your back even more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press away from you. Feel yourself stretching across your upper back and your shoulders. Take another big breath in. And as you exhale, release your hands, bring them behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your belly, your ribs, your chest, look up. Take a nice big sip of air. And as you exhale, lift your hips, drop your knees. So you're going to notice something here. I'm not sure what you're noticing, but I'm noticing a big stretch in my right hip flexor. I'm noticing that I'm putting a little bit too much pressure in my wrists. I'm starting to feel this in my wrists. I notice that if I tilt my head back a little bit further, I feel a big opening in my throat and my chest. Take a nice sip of breath. And then as you exhale, begin to lower yourself down. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. And then roll your shoulders forward. And again, roll your shoulders back. Roll your shoulders forward. Roll your shoulders back. Hands come next to you again. Your fingers are pointing forward. You're going to switch the cross of your legs. So whichever foot was in first the last time, now the other one is. Right away, that's going to snap you into paying attention because it probably feels different. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your belly, your ribs, your chest. Look up. Nice big sip of air. And as you exhale, lift your hips, drop your knees. So if we were all together, I might be calling out your name and asking you where you felt this in your body, what you felt. So I'm not going to do that virtually, but I want you to be asking yourself, where do I feel this? What do I feel? And then release yourself back down. Sweep your arms over your head, big breath in. And as you exhale, fold forward, relax your shoulders, relax your head. And stay here for a few breaths. So as you stay here for a couple of breaths, every exhale is going to help you to creep your fingers ever so slightly further forward. And you're going to notice as those fingers come forward, you're going to notice something. Maybe you're going to feel a deeper stretch in your shoulder blades. Maybe you're going to feel it in your upper arms. Maybe in your low back. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, lift yourself up onto your hands and knees. So once you're on all fours, you're going to spread your fingers nice and wide. Take a big breath in, curl your toes, and as you exhale, lift yourself to down dog. So down dog is a pose that we come into all the time. Can you notice something different about it right now? Can you kind of soften your chest a little bit, like your chest is coming closer to your mat? And as your chest comes closer to your mat, what happens to your shoulders and your shoulder blades? Can you relax your head a little bit more? Maybe looking back toward your feet. Can you scoot your heels out a tiny little bit so that when you look at your toes, you don't really want to see your heels? And then can you come up nice and high in your tippy toes? What does that do to your toe joints? What do you feel there? And then release your heels back down. As those heels come closer to your mat or maybe on your mat, what do you notice in your calves? Right? Why am I asking you all these questions? I'm trying to train you to feel what's happening in your body. Come back up onto your tippy toes. Rock yourself forward to plank, right? So we always want to make sure that we can go from plank right here, take a little sip of breath, tighten your belly, exhale, come to down dog without moving our hands or our feet. That's how we know our down dog is the right distance. Inhale, tippy toes, exhale, plank. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And then just for a moment, come down onto your knees, sink your hips to your heels. Bring your hands behind you. Let your shoulders melt into the floor. So as your shoulders are melting into the floor, what do you feel? Slide your arms back out in front of you. Lift yourself back to all fours. Press into your fingertips, right? So maybe you even look down at your fingertips and you notice that when you press into your fingertips, that the color of your nail changes a little bit. And then you're going to lift yourself up to plank pose. We're adding a little bit of left brain, right brain work right now. Take your left hand, tap your right shoulder and release. Right hand taps your left shoulder, release. Your right knee comes to your left elbow, send it back. Left knee, right elbow, send it back. Again, right hand, left shoulder, release. Left hand, right shoulder, release. Right knee, left elbow, release. Left knee, right elbow, release. Big breath in, exhale, down dog. Walk your feet to your hands, hands to your feet. Meet in the middle of your mat. Bend your knees deeply, hips are high, upper body's heavy. And then start to straighten your legs. Hands come to your shins. Roll your shoulders back, tailbone back, chest forward. Big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. You're now in a forward bend with your legs straight or straighter. What does this feel like in your hamstrings, behind your knees, in your calves? To deepen the stretch in the back of your legs, bring your fingertips to the mat if you can, and bend just your right knee, deepening the stretch in your left leg. And then straighten it. Bend your left knee and straighten. Bend your right knee, sweep your left arm up into the air. Here's more right-left stuff. And release. Straighten your right leg. Bend your left knee. Sweep your right arm up into the air. And release. Straighten both of your legs. Hands come to your shins. Look forward again. Exhale, fold. Step your right leg back into a lunge. Stay in your lunge for a moment. Your right heel's pressing back. Your right hip's dropping down. You're getting a stretch in your hip flexor. Right hand plants on the floor. Left arm floats up into the air. Spinal twist. Hold it. Release your left hand down. Step your right foot forward to meet your left. Knees stay bent. Hips are low. Arms come up, chair pose. Nice breath in. Pressing into your heels. Lift yourself up. Open your arms nice and wide. Fold forward. Step your left leg back into a lunge. Left hand on the floor. Right arm floats up into the air. Turn and look to that right hand. Release your hand down. Press into your right foot. Step your feet together. Hips are low. Arms raised back in your chair pose. Press into your heels. Stand up. Open wide. Fold forward. So we're going to do that again, but a little bit faster. Right leg back. Left arm sweeps up. Release your left hand to the mat. Step your feet together. Arms raised. Uttanasana, chair pose. Lift up. Arms open wide. Big, deep forward bend. Left leg back. Right arm sweeps up. Release your hand. Feet come together. Arms lift. Chair pose. Stand up nice and tall. One more time. Fold forward. Right leg back. Left arm sweeps up. Release your left hand down. Feet together. Arms raised. Uttanasana. Stand up nice and tall, open wide, fold forward. Left leg back, right arm sweeps up. Release your hand down. Step your feet together, arms raised, chair pose. Pressing into your heels, stand up, open wide, fold forward, and stay in your forward bend for a couple of breaths. Maybe you notice your heartbeat sped up a little bit. So again, I'm not that invested in what you're noticing, unless you're noticing pain or discomfort. I'm just invested in, please notice something. Feel something happening in your body. Fingertips to the floor, walk yourself, or jump yourself to plank pose. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, roll yourself to the outer edge of your left foot. Right arm comes up into the air. 2 more breaths. Big inhale. Exhale 1. Another big breath in. Exhale 2. Right hand comes down and you shift your weight to the outer edge of that right foot. Left arm's up in the air. Look up to it if you can. 2 more breaths. Big breath in. Exhale 1. Another big inhale. Exhale 2. Come back to your plank pose. Tap your right knee and lift. Tap your left knee and lift. Right forearm down, left forearm down, 2 breaths. And then bring your knees to the mat. You can sink your hips to your heels. Stretch your arms out in front of you this time. You can let your forearms rest on the floor and take a couple of nice breaths. Come back to all fours. Right leg comes straight out behind you. Left arm comes straight out in front of you. Here comes that right, left again. Big breath in. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. 1 more time. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. As you exhale, your hand comes down, your foot steps forward, and you travel your hands onto your thigh. You get nice and steady. You creep those right toes forward so you have a little slope in your leg. Roll your shoulders back. Nice sip of breath. And as you exhale, drop yourself down. Just stay here for a little while. This is a deep low lunge. We're going to add our arms. Sweep your arms up over your head. Interlace your fingers and look up. So maybe you notice a big stretch in your left hip flexor. Maybe you notice your right foot wobbling to keep you steady. Maybe you notice your arms are a little tired. And then look forward, release your hands down. Slide that leg back and your left leg comes behind you. Right arm extends. Big breath in. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. 1 more time. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. As you exhale, your hand comes down, your left foot comes forward, and you transfer your hands onto your thigh. So I'm not moving my body forward, right? My back is staying pretty straight. My tailbone's tucked under. My toes are creeping forward a little to get that ski slope. And then you take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, you lead with that tailbone dropping down. Big stretch in your hip flexor. If you feel okay, you can sweep your arms back up over your head. Interlace your fingers, look up to the ceiling. And then release your hands, slide that left foot back, curl your toes, and you're back in down dog. Lift your right leg nice and high in the air. Hold it up there. Big breath in. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Send it back out. Right knee to your nose. Send it back out. Right knee, left elbow. Send it back out and release it down. Left foot raises. Nice breath in. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Send it out. Left knee to your nose. Send it out. Left knee over that right elbow. Send it out. Release your foot down. Walk your feet to your hands. Slide your hands to your shins. Look forward. Exhale, fold forward. Turn your palms upward. Sweep your arms up over your head. And then begin to sit back down in your chair. Stay here, sinking your weight into your heels. And now adding a twist, take your left elbow, bring it to the outside of your right thigh. Turn your belly, turn your ribs, turn your chest. Lastly, turn your head, look toward that right shoulder. Come back to center, press into your heels, stand up, reach up, look up, breathe up. And as you exhale, sink nice and low back into that chair, and your right elbow comes to that left thigh. You turn your belly, your ribs, your chest, and you look over that left shoulder. Big spinal twist here. Come back to center, press into your heels, stand up, open your arms out to the side, separate your feet, bend your knees, scoot your heels in a little bit. So we're gonna stay here. You're doing a nice Buddha squat. And then you're gonna bring your hands, you're gonna rest them behind your head. I don't know if you can see me. And then your right elbow comes down to your right knee and lift up. Left elbow, left knee, and lift. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Right and lift. Left and lift. Sink a little lower. Right and lift. Left and lift. Hands to your heart center. Zip your legs up. Arms come out to the side. Nice breath in. Exhale, left hand comes down toward your right ankle. Maybe you look up to your right hand. And then lift yourself back up. Right hand comes down toward that left ankle. Look up to your left hand. And back up. A little bit faster. Left hand, right ankle. And lift. Right hand, left ankle. And lift. Left to right. And lift. Right to left. And lift. Hands together, knees bend, sink back down, Buddha squat. Lift your right heel, hold it. Release. Lift your left heel. Release. Inhale right. Exhale, release. Inhale left. Exhale, release. Inhale, both heels come up. As you exhale, sink a little lower. Try to stay here 2 more breaths. Release your heels, zip up your legs, thumbs rest on your chest, notice your heartbeat. Arms come back out to the side, bend your knees again. This time we're gonna shift our weight from side to side. Shifting your weight is really important for balance and stability. So shift over to the right, straightening that left leg. Back to your Buddha squat. Shift over to the left. Back to your Buddha squat. Adding a twist. Shift to the right, left hand taps your ankle. And back to your squat. Shift to the left, right hand taps. Back to your squat. Again, shift right, Buddha squat. Shift left, and squat. One more time. Right and squat. Left and squat. Hands together. Elbows come inside your thighs. Try to stay here. And then bring your hands behind you. Flop yourself down onto the floor. Do whatever you have to come to sit. And once you come to sit, stretch your legs out in front of you. You're going to move the flesh from your sits bones. Hands come next to you. You're gently going to press into the floor, lifting yourself a little bit taller in your seat. Roll your shoulders back. Tuck your chin back, right? Once your head starts coming forward, your neck follows, your shoulders follow, your chest follows, you start hunching over. It all starts with tucking back that chin. Dandasana, staff pose. Arms rise, shoulders relax. Take a nice breath in. As you exhale, come forward just about halfway. And then lift yourself up. And then come a little bit further forward. And lift yourself up. And now you're going to, the next time, you're going to take your left hand, tap your right foot, come back up. Right hand taps your left foot, and back up. Again, left hand, right foot, and lift. Right hand, left foot, and lift. Nice breath in, and as you exhale, come forward, forward, forward. Try to hold on to your feet or to your ankles or to something. Take a nice sip of breath, lift that chest up. And as you exhale, bend your elbows, bring your chest closer to your toes. Right, so you're leading with your heart, you're leading with your chest. We're not dropping our face down to our thighs. We're bringing our chest closer to our toes. Almost like you have like a fish hook in your sternum and they're reeling you in. Kind of a gross image, but that's all I can come up with. So take a nice breath in, lift your chest up. As you bend your elbows, you're getting reeled in a little bit closer. So come a little bit closer. Inhale, straighten your arms, lift your chest. Exhale, come a little closer. Stay here, 2 more breaths. And then you're going to slide your hands up your legs, bend your knees. With your knees bent, bring your arms straight out in front of you. Nice breath in, that right arm lifts and release. Left arm lifts and release. Lift your right knee, release. Lift your left knee, release. Right knee, left arm, release. Left knee, right arm, release. Right arm, left knee, release. Right knee, left arm, release. You got to pay attention there, right? Hands on your knees. Sit up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders back. Big breath in. Exhale, tuck your chin. Pull your belly in. Round that spine. We want as much spinal movement as we can get. And then start to lift your chest, right? That fish hook's still there. Lift your chest, lift your gaze, shoulder blades come together, look up. And then one more time, tuck and round. Come back to a still point. You're as upright as you can possibly be. And now we're going to lift one leg. We're going to lift the other. So you might lean back a little bit. Toes point to your face. Arms come out. This time we're going to try to press your right foot forward. Bring it back in. Press your left foot forward. Bring it back in. Right foot, left arm lifts. Return. Left leg, right arm, return. Again, left arm, right leg, and back. Left leg, right arm, and back. Both legs, both arms, and back. Both legs, both arms, and back. Feet to the floor, hold on to your knees. Tuck your chin, pull your belly button in, round your spine. Lift your chest, hands together. Nice breath in. Exhale, twist to the left and center. Twist to the right and center. Inhale left, exhale center. Inhale right, exhale center. We're going to do that 2 more times on each side. You can happily leave your feet on the floor, or if you want to challenge yourself a little, lift your feet up. Inhale left, exhale center. Inhale right, exhale center. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Feet on the floor, arms come straight out. Look behind you. Make sure that when you come down onto your mat, we haven't laid down yet. So when you come down onto your mat, you're not going to hit anything. Belly's engaged. You slowly, 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 slowly work your way down. Once you are comfortably on your mat, you're going to hug your knees into your chest, and you're going to gently rock yourself from side to side. Place your hands on your knees and make some big circles with your knees all the way around. And then try to reverse it, go around the other way. Come to a still point, lift your legs up into the air. So we did a lot of standing forward bends. That really helps to stretch the back of your legs. So as you point your toes to your face and press your heels up to the ceiling, you should feel a sense of, maybe a little sense of ease in the back of your legs, not as much tightness as if you did this as soon as you woke up in the morning. Take a nice breath in. As you exhale, lift your head and shoulders, reach your fingers toward your toes. So you're not going to hold on to your toes, even if you can reach them. Why? Because that makes it a little bit easier for your core, and you don't get as big of a stretch across your upper back. So we're going to stay here, and then relax your head, relax your shoulders, arms come down, legs are still up. Adding our left brain, right brain. Take a nice breath in. As you exhale, left hand taps your right foot, lift your shoulders, and release. Right hand taps your left foot, and release. Left hand, right foot, release. Right hand, left foot, release. Bend your knees, arms are still out to the side. Drop both of your knees halfway to the right, your head can turn to the left. And now I want you to notice what you notice here. Can you notice that you're in a spinal twist? Do you feel anything in this left hip? If you keep your thighs squeezed together and you bring them back to center, do you feel anything in your belly? And then those knees come halfway down to the left. You turn your head to the right. And back to center. Now those knees are going to come all the way down to the right. Your head turns to the left. How is this different? Your body is in virtually the same position. You're in a spinal twist. But right now your legs are more relaxed. So how does that change things? What do you notice? Let's see how it changes things. Take a big breath in as you exhale. Lift your legs up off the floor, just about, 4 to 6 inches. And see how that changes the dynamic of what is working. And then release your legs back down. Thighs stay glued together. Inhale back to center. And as you exhale, those knees come all the way down to the left. Your head turns to the right. For me, my right hip's a lot tighter than my left hip. So when I twist in this direction, it's a whole different experience. And then just again, to notice the difference between our legs kind of in a relaxed position versus a working position, lift those legs up a couple of inches. What muscle groups light up here? And release back down. Stay here for a few breaths, exploring what you feel. Come back to center. Place your feet on the floor. Pressing into your feet, lift your hips, lower back, middle back, and upper back. And then sweep your left arm over your head. Sweep your right arm over your head. Stay here for a few breaths. Try to spread your fingers nice and wide. Lift your hips a little higher. And then you're going to lift that right knee, straighten that right leg. So you're pressing into that left heel. This is Ekapada Setu Bandhasana, which is just a fancy way of saying a one-legged bridge pose. Lift your hips a little higher. Adding our left brain, right brain. Take a big breath in. With your left hand, try to tap that right foot and come back. One more time, big breath in. Exhale, left hand, right foot. And come back, bend that right knee, place your foot on the floor, lift those hips up again, they tend to sink down. And then you're gonna lift that left knee, left leg straightens, toes to your face. Big breath in, exhale, right hand, left foot, and release. Right hand, left foot, release. Bend your left foot, foot on the floor, lift your hips nice and high. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, release your hands next to you. Press your hands a little bit into the mat. Help yourself lift up even higher. And then clasp your hands together. Shimmy your shoulder blades together and stay here. Release your hands. Slowly lower your upper back, your middle back, your lower back, and your hips. Hug your right knee into your chest, and then scooch it over a little bit so it's coming toward your armpit. Stretch your left leg out. Take your left hand, put it on top of your right knee, drop that right leg over your left, and turn and look over your right shoulder. And then come back onto your back. And you're going to hug that left knee first into your chest. Then you scooch it over a little bit. You get it toward your armpit. It's really loosening up your hip joint. Stretch your right leg out. Take your right hand, place it on that left knee. Drop that left knee over your right. Look over your left shoulder. Come on to your back. Stretch that left leg straight out in front of you. And then sweep your arms over your head. Hold on to your right wrist. And as you're holding on to your right wrist, point your right toes to your face and start to draw back on that right wrist. So you're stretching through your calf and your leg, and that left hand is helping your right arm stretch back, creating some space in your right rib cage. Big breath in, hold it for a moment. And then as you exhale, switch. Hold on to your left wrist. Your right foot relaxes. Your left toes point to your face. And you draw that left arm back. You're breathing deeply into that left side of your body. Take a big breath in. Hold it. And then exhale. Relax both of your arms down to your side. Relax both of your feet, let them flop open. Your knees soften, your thighs soften. Your body is still. Close your eyes and notice something. Allow all of your awareness to rest on the right side of your body. Try to notice the sensation on the right side of your body. Notice your right toes, any feeling in the bottom of your right foot, your right ankle, your right calf, your right knee, the front and back of your right thigh. Notice your right hip. Maybe you feel movement through your right rib cage. Notice any sensation in your right shoulder, down your right arm, into your right hand. Let your attention rest on the right side of your face, noticing any sensation in the right side of your face. Notice all of the sensation on the right side of your body, and know that that sensation is emanating from your left brain. All of the sensation on the right side of your body emanates from your left brain. And then consciously bring your awareness to the left side of your body. Notice any sensation in your left foot, your left ankle, your left shin, your left knee and thigh, your left hip, your left rib cage, your left side of your chest, your left shoulder, down your whole left arm into your fingers. Let your attention come to the left side of your face. Notice all of the sensation in the left side of your body, and know that it's all emanating from your right brain. And then bringing yourself back to a sense of integration, bringing that right half and that left half together. Notice the breath traveling up and down that central channel, that midline of your body. Take another nice big breath in. And this time, as you exhale, begin to travel through whatever motion your body needs to travel through to come back to sit. And bring your hands together at your heart center once again. So we did a lot of left-right stuff today. Why? Because it forces us to pay attention, forces us to use both sides of our brain. It forces us to stay present. So what are we doing here on our mats? We're training ourselves not to slide over the surface of our lives, but to truly be in each and every moment. And we do that by noticing and by paying attention. So just as we made a little commitment or a promise to pay attention to what was happening to our bodies on our mats this afternoon, you can take a moment to perhaps make another little promise to yourself that when you leave your mat and return to your world, you'll do so with a sense of awareness and a sense of paying attention. Take one more nice, big, full breath in. And as you exhale, bow forward. Namaste. Thank you guys very much for joining me. And my wish is that when we come together next week, it feels like an eternity since we've all done yoga together, because you've noticed so much of what happens each and every moment of each and every day that your week seems like it was an eternity. So have a great afternoon and be present.